it is. It's time for Chesley to get out of the truck and give you a nice Bible story. That's right, Chesley. It's Bible story time. It's Sunday afternoon. It's May the 1st. Oh, this is May Day. Oh, yeah. Is there some flowers out there? Oh, Chesley, we have some May flowers. Not very many, but we have some. And you got a garden out there? Oh, yes. George has got his garden going, looking really nice. Oh, got a lot of rain, too, right? Yes, we did. We got almost 5 inches last week, and that was really a good thing. Oh, and that garden is growing good. That means you're going to have to do some work. Well, Chesley, it's going to be a time we're going to have some wonderful products that we're going to enjoy. And it's going to be like, I know it's going to be green beans. He said lots of green, we got lots of green beans, so many green beans, and we're glad for that. And there's some onions and some, oh, Chester, we're not going to talk about onions and all. We do appreciate our garden and all of the things that are growing. We look forward to processing some of those. And that means you're going to do some canning. That means canning, yes. So, but we're going to get some just fresh out of the garden, and we're thankful for God's provision. Chesley, today our Bible story is entitled, Because I Am, You Can. Because I Am, You Can. That may seem like a strange title, but we're going to find out all about it in just a little bit. And it's going to be after I sing the theme song. We're going to, yes, we need the theme song. This gospel train is chugging at the track, chugging at the track, this chugging at the track, this gospel train is chugging at the track, chugging to the glory land. Yes, it is, Chesley. We're so thankful we know where we're going. You know, we're not one. It's not like he's, God doesn't tell you. That's right. God tells us in His Word where we're going. He has a wonderful place called heaven. And all things are good. All things are good, and there's lots of good work to do there. And it's all for Him. All for Him. We love and worship Him, and we're going to be with those who love the Lord like we do. You know, it's going to be a great thing. And so you people, I'm glad you get to do it. That I'm not a people. You're not a people, really. You are a wonderful, you're a help to me in the ministry. And that's, I'm glad about that. I used to be a tree. That's right. Here was a tree. There was a man that made you into Mr. Spencer, who made you into a ventriloquist figure for me. And so we're in this together, and you're pulling the strings and lots of other things. Oh, that's right, because you're the voice of me. That's right. So, Chesley, we are thankful that we're on our way to heaven. And who can go to heaven? Is it just certain people? Yes, it sure is. What do you mean? It's what certain people is it? The ones that love the Lord and serve Him, give their life to Him. That's right. It can't just be people that say, oh, well, I believe in God, because Satan does too. Oh, that's right. We know Satan, the devil, he does too. He doesn't give himself to the Lord and serve Him. That's right. He's a devil, and he just does all things wrong and evil, and he's a rebel. He's a rebel. He's a rebellion against the Lord. But Chesley, we have to watch at ourselves about becoming rebels. God hates it. He wants you to be obedient because He's got wonderful things for obedient people. You know, people that always just disobey and they just do their own thing. You can't do much to those kind of guys. Yeah, they're just kind of out of it. That's right. They're pretty much out of it. Chesley, they miss a lot of wonderful blessings because of them being rebels. But here we're going to talk about a man that had committed a bad crime. No, he sunk. No, Chesley, this is one thing we're going to talk about today. Did I need to finish my song? Oh, well, Chesley, that's right. You go ahead and finish your song. Who can go to heaven? It's anybody that loves Him. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. This gospel train is chugging at the track, chugging at the track, it's chugging at the track. This gospel train is chugging at the track, chugging to the glory land. Get on board this gospel train. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Get on board this gospel train. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. This gospel train is going to heaven. That's right. We're on our way to glory. We look forward to serving the Lord all the days of our life until that day comes. And you get to see Him and hug Him. I want to hug Jesus. I want to hug Him and thank Him for saving me, for cleansing me. And I see someone who's watching, Alicia Allen. Alicia Allen is watching. That's the only name we see right now, but we are thankful. You remember when she was a little kid? I do. Oh, we remember when she was a little kid, yes, but now here she is grown up, and she's a school teacher. And she's a good one. I think she's a good one too, and we appreciate her watching, and her brother Matt watches as well as with his children. But now we're going to tell our story, and it's God's holy word in Exodus chapter 3, and it's called Because I Am, You Can. Now, Chesley, we're going to talk about that. Because I am, you can. That doesn't seem to make sense, but it really does. Moses had committed a terrible crime, And when he was in Egypt, and there he had been kind of famous. Yes, he had been famous. He had been raised by Pharaoh's daughter through a miracle of God. We won't go into all of that. But many years later, as he was there watching, he saw that how his countrymen, he knew that he was not really an Egyptian. He knew that he was one of God's chosen people. He knew that he was one of God's chosen people, but many people did not know that. And he saw how that his people they were in bondage and how they were mistreated. She can do something to that. He was not in any position right now to do anything about it. But when he saw it, he just couldn't stand it. And so what he did, he committed a crime. He did. He committed a horrible crime. In fact, he killed this man and he buried him under the sand. That man had been being mean, and there he was so abusive toward his, what is that word mean? Chesley was being mean. He was being cruel. And he said, I'm just going to get rid of him. And he did it in a time of rage. It might have been rage when he did that. But then, do you know what? He didn't think anybody saw it because he had looked all around. He didn't see anybody. He didn't know what he didn't see. That's right. He didn't know what he didn't see. Actually, somebody had seen him. Well, there come another day when here he was and he saw two of these people in a squabble. And he said, all right, guys, break it up. I'm going to hurt you. No. He didn't say that. He just wanted to try to get everybody just to stop and don't let this go any further. And I think that's when he got told on. Oh, that's right. The man said, what are you going to do? You're going to kill me just like you did that man yesterday? No, man, he's in trouble. He's going to get out of there. It is known. He knew now. It's known. Somebody saw. They're going to tell. I'm going to get out of this place. And he jumped in his car. And no, they didn't have cars. No, he got on his camel. He might have had a camel. I don't know what he did, but he hurried as fast as he could, and he got out of there. Because he said, they're going to get me. They're going to kill me. But you know what? God had a plan for this man. It didn't just happen that he was raised by Pharaoh's daughter. It was a miracle of God. All of the story. Well, we can't go into the whole story. But, God had a plan for him. And God, he can't use him now because he's a crook. Chesley, there are many people that feel like because they have done wrong in the past, they feel like God can never use them. And something, I know something else. What do you know about it? Well, I know the devil, he'll say that. He's right. You're right, Chesley. He'll say that. You can't do anything for the Lord. You just well go on and do whatever you want to do. You're just done for. It's just over. And he'll tell you can't be a child of God. Oh, yes, you can. I tell you what, and this guy knows this. He didn't think so. He just thought, my life is in danger. I can never have another day of peace. I've got to get out of here. And he went as fast as he could go, as far away as he could go. And there he was. Oh, what is he going to do? Well, he found somebody. There was this man, Jethro, there. He had children, and so there he could go to work for this man. And he said, I have a daughter that can be your wife. He said, I'm just gonna stay over here at the next side of the desert. On the very back side of the desert. They're not gonna come here looking for me. No way. Chesley, there all of a sudden they tell me that it gets so hot sometime that some of the bushes will actually catch on fire and burn up. And what's down there? Well, Chesley, one day when here's Moses, he's out here now. And he used to be famous, and now here he is a shepherd. Now he is a shepherd. He's out here taking care of the flock, and all of a sudden he looks and he sees this bush on fire. Well, he'd see that from time to time. This one, what that is? Is it a deer or something? Chesley, here's what he noticed about it. It didn't burn up. And he kept looking, and he said, why doesn't this bush burn up? Oh, I think he better get his camera. I don't think they had cameras then, Chesley. But he said, I'm going to go there and take a look. I've never seen anything like this. And so, why he did not burn up? Well, when he got up there to it, and he thought, this bush, they always just burn up. I mean, it's out here in the desert, and there's no way it can survive, but it just kept burning. And he said, what is this? What is going on? I know what it is. I think it's God. That, God was there, and he spoke to him, and he called out to him Moses. And he said, Moses said, I've got to see what this marvelous sight. He said, this is marvelous. I've never seen anything like this. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to look, God called him from the middle of that bush, and he said, Moses, Moses. Oh, I think it scared the socks off of him. It scared him so bad when the Lord spoke to him. No, he didn't think even God knew where he was. But God knew everywhere, all about it. He knew right where he was. And here he is, a man like 80 years old. No, he's done for. God can't use him. Oh, Chesley, no matter our age, God can use us. Even little kids. Yes, he does. He does it all the time. Oh, Moses, he said, and when the Lord said that to him, he realized it was the Lord speaking. No, and he said, I'm going to hide. He didn't answer. Oh, yes, he did answer. He said, here I am. Here I am. And then the Lord said, do not come near here. Remove your sandals from your feet, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. Oh, I think it was scary, and yet it was awesome. It was scary, but it was awesome to him. God knew where he was. He called him by name, and here he said, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, yes, here I am. And the Lord, he told him, don't come near. You're on holy ground. You need to take off your sandals, and he did. The place he was standing was holy ground. And he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and of Jacob. And Moses, Bible said he hid his face, for he was afraid to look on God. You know, I think he just kind of, what did you cover it like with your coat? He probably did just kind of cover it up. I mean, he didn't know what to do. You know, he'd never seen anything like this. It was the burning bush experience, we call it. But he said, the Lord said, I have seen what's been going on, the affliction of my people, of your brothers down there, and your sisters in Egypt. And he said, I have given heed to their cry. He said, they're being mistreated. No, and he said, yeah, I know about it. And you know, he probably knew then that God knew what he had done, that he had killed somebody, and he thought, I'm just done for. But now the Lord is telling him no. He said, I'm aware of their suffering, so I've come down to deliver them from the power of the Egyptians. Oh, he's going to bring them down bondage. Oh, goody. How's he going to hit? He had a great place for them. He said, this is what I'm going to do. And we read right from God's word here, where he said, I've come down to deliver them from the power of the Egyptians and to bring them up from that land to a good and spacious land, to a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanite and Hittite and all of those people. And he said, oh my, it was so exciting. But what did that have to do with Moses? You know, I know what he was. He said, Moses, you're the guy that's going to lead. Moses, I need you. And Moses was saying, me, I mean, I can go back there. No, they'll kill me because, you know what I did. And yes, God knew what he did. But he said, I'm going to take care of you. He said, Moses, and Moses was saying, but how can I go? How can I go back? Yeah, I know what he's going to take care of him. He's going to protect him. He's going to help him. He's going to make a way. There seems to be no way. You know, that's for real. That is for real, Chesley. That's not something just that we say, but it's the truth. And he said, I want you to go to Pharaoh. Ew, what? Go to Pharaoh, not me. He thought, I know he will. He's going to stick me in jail. That he really thought that. When he sees, you know, they know about me. Word has spread about me. You know, that he said, he said, well, how am I going to get there? And God said, I'm going to help you. That's what the marvelous thing was, the Lord said, I have a plan, and I'm going to give it to you. I know what it's going to, he said, show me the whole thing. You know, God didn't show him every detail about everything, but he said, Moses, I'm going to be with you. And he said, well, when I go, if I do go to Pharaoh, who am I going to tell him sent me? I know who it is. He's God. He said, you tell him I am that I am. What does that mean? Well, Chesley, he always has been. He always will be. I am that I am has sent you, and I will lead you every step of the way. I am that I am, you know, and so because I am, that's what he was saying to him, because I am, you can do it, you know, because he said, I'm backing you, that's right. And you know, God has a wonderful position. You know, I know it is in heaven. It's from heaven. He sees everything. He knows everything. And so, Moses, you just do what I say, and he's going to get into some trouble, and I think it's going to happen. You know, Chesley, trouble will happen. I know, because we have an evil devil. We have an evil devil. That's true. But God loved his people so much, and he said, Moses, I will be with you. I have a plan, and I'm going to guide you all along the way. And Moses started fussing and complaining and telling him all of his faults. And, oh, he shouldn't do that. He's going to get in trouble. You know, Chesley, when we start, I call it a rattle list. We start rattling off all the things we can't do, we don't know how and all. You know, God already knows everything. And he knows what we can't do. And he's going to help us do what we can't do. That's right. He's going to do that. He's going to do the part that we cannot do. That's the big part, the hard part. That's the part he does. But we ought to look at it like this. I know what it is. Be glad you can work for God. Be glad. We ought to, when the Lord wants us to do something and we see a need and something we can meet, it ought to be, yes, Lord, yes. Oh, I'm so thankful I can work for you. That's right, Chesley. What about kids? Chesley, kids can work for the Lord. It's a wonderful thing how they can. You know, Chesley, I've known of children who actually prayed for people that were sick and they were healed. You know, the Lord, he listens to the prayers of the children. And you can obey your parents and you can do good things. Yes, Chesley, many times a child can win a person to the Lord that an adult maybe can't, because there's something about their gentleness and their kindness, but because he is the great I am that can do anything and everything, then we can, because he's there with us to help us. Because I am, he said, then you can. And Chesley, we need to get that a truth in our heart. Oh, because of who God is. He's the great I am. He always has been, always will be. And you know what he told Moses? It won't always be easy. Yeah, I know, because those Egyptians, they just kind of mean. The Egyptians, they were mean, and they didn't want to lose these people here, these Israelites, these Jewish people that was their slaves. It was doing all of the hard work. You know, it wasn't going to let him go. You know, it got kind of tough. It did get really tough, and we won't go into the details of this. It took a long time, but you know what? God had a plan, and Moses was the man. So out there listening to us, Chesley, maybe not today, but someday they will hear, and you know the devil's been telling them, because of sins you've committed in the past, you just can't get right with God. You're just done for. That's what the devil will tell lies, because that's who he is. He's a liar. He is the liar, the father of all lies. But you know, Chesley, this is a great example here, is that how God can. God did use him, and that wasn't right what Moses did. But Moses could ask the Lord to forgive him and help him to go forward and do the right thing. And he didn't do it again. He did not do it again. And he did, again, faithful as he was leading those people. God blessed him and helped him all along the way. But Chesley, you know what? It says to us, that didn't end there. It still goes on today. The Lord helps us, guides us, and directs us. But the man who actually did lead them over was Joshua. And so we are thankful for Moses and all that he did. And you know, Chesley, I don't know what all he could have done if he had just said, whatever you say, Lord. Instead of him saying, I can't talk good, I'm not, you know, he's going to excuses. He did make some excuses, and it cost him some issues, because the Lord said, okay, because he was just going to be complaining all of the time. And so he called his brother to help him. Yeah, he wasn't a good guy. Well, he was a good guy in a lot of ways, but he couldn't stand pressure like Moses could. He just wasn't quite. But Chesley, when the Lord speaks, we just say yes. And so people that may be listening today, maybe sometimes we know grandparents listen, and we know some people may think because of their age the Lord can't use them. You know, he was 80. Moses was 80 right now when the Lord used him. And all of the time that it took to lead those children of Israel. And there his strength was as good. It was so strong. He just kept on working for the Lord. He was so glad that because, God said, because I am, you can't. It's because of him. It's not us and our greatness. It's because of his greatness. So Chesley, let's keep this in our mind. And when we read his word and we see things that can be done, and we're thinking we can do it, and we not ourselves, we can say, because I am, you can. Because the great I am is, I can do it. So Chesley, I think this is a good lesson. I have loved studying this and thinking about it. Oh, honey said, when you got to tell them that I am sent me. I am. What are they going to think when I say that? That I am, the great I am, always has been, always will be. And then he would perform miracles. God would help Moses perform miracles right there. And that Pharaoh was saying, well, I don't know who I am is, but I see what I am can do. And he should have just loved him. Right then he should have just bowed down and said, I want to worship the great I am. But he chose not to, and it cost him dearly. But Chesley, we can follow the example of Moses and answer the call and say, yes, Lord. Let's do that all the days of our life. I just wonder what all could be done if people said, because the great I am is here, we can do it. We can do it and just be glad he called us. That's what We should say every day, thank you, Jesus, you can use me today. Show me everything I can do for you today. And look for things you can do. Like being obedient. Like being obedient. Like going to bed, like right now when it's time. Ooh, I fell into that trap. It wasn't a trap. It was just a good, way to get to the time that it's time for you to go to bed. So tell everybody goodbye. You look forward to seeing them next Sunday afternoon. I look forward to being here. I don't look forward to sticking in that trunk. Well, Chesley, going in the trunk is not a bad thing. Have you been there? No, Chesley, but I do put you in there. And do you see how cramped up it is? And you got my feet folded up and all. Chesley, you're fine, and I think you're stalling. So tell everybody goodbye. You look forward to seeing them next week. Is that the deal? Oh, yes, I do. See you next time. Wish didn't have to go to that. Don't be fussing, Chesley. All right, we love you, and we plan to see you next week, the Lord willing.